Now you're not going to see my face in this video because the intro I filmed had far too much background noise, although from the video title you've probably worked out that today's flight is with Turkish Airlines from Izmir through to Istanbul in an Airbus A330. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen my face, but lucky you, I suppose. I found out afterwards that there's a separate premium entry, so if you end up in the main check-in area, turn right and keep walking. I had access to the business lounge, which I believe had been recently refurbished. There was plenty of space to relax and a reasonable selection of light snacks and drinks. Now the flight itself was only an hour, so economy would have been perfectly reasonable, although when I bought the tickets, business was only an extra 50 Australian dollars, or about 10,000 post-Brexit British pounds. As I knew I would be arriving early, it was almost worth it just to get into the lounge before the flight. There's also a business centre for the 3 people in the world who don't carry their own laptop or tablet, and 2 showers next door, so you'll have to ask the staff where to find them. Our flight was called and a bus picked us up directly from the lounge. We headed up some stairs, and on board I initially discovered 2 English gents who were in the wrong seat, clearly demonstrating the spatial awareness that would get them into their national cricket team. Ah well, I guess we've all done it at some stage. While we waited for everyone to board, drinks and nuts were offered, and I had a look through the seat. Now this is an older business class product which is obviously showing its age and doesn't have direct aisle access, although it was perfectly comfortable for this short flight. Unfortunately for me, the in-flight entertainment was disconnected for the short flight, which seemed a little bizarre to me, so I had to keep myself entertained by the view out the window, which was pretty impressive, as you'll see soon after we take off. And rather annoyingly, there were no overhead air vents, which kinda sucks, as I enjoy a steady stream of air through my hair, well, what's left of it. We backed out and headed for the runway. I'll stop talking so you can enjoy the spool up from the Pratt & Whitney PW4000s. The meal was served promptly, and I'll include the menus at the end of the video. It tasted fine, although the Hunter's Borak with beef had spices that could launch you into space, and the fur in my mouth was only expired once I finished the bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. As I said earlier, the in-flight entertainment was turned off for the short domestic flight, so I had to entertain myself watching the view out of the windows and extinguishing the fire in my face. And on the topic of aviation views, check out my Instagram and Facebook page for more amazing in-flight views and dorky selfies with other aviation YouTubers, including Jeb Brooks, who I ran into just the other day. He does great videos, and I'll include a link to his channel in the video description below. Now back to this flight. As I said before, it was quite a brief flight, with our descent into Istanbul starting not long after we reached cruising altitude. It's a little unfair for me to critique the actual seat too much, as it was an older aircraft, so clearly it's not class leading. But for such a short flight, it was better than most intra-Europe business class, which is often just an economy seat with the middle seat empty. For comparison's sake, I'll include a link to my Lufthansa and British Airways short-haul business class video reviews in the description below. And you'll see that the Turkish product actually comes out quite favorably. The service was really good, and the young guy working on our side was great, delivering and removing food promptly, and he seemed to understand my convict Aussie accent, or he was just smiling and nodding politely. Another nice touch was that we got a dedicated business class bus carrying us from the remote stand once we landed in Istanbul. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this brief flight. There's plenty of other flights I took on this trip to Turkey, including Malaysian Airlines, Qatar, Lufthansa, and a special mention to the 747-8, and Japan's ANA, so check out my channel for those. Be sure to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and coming up shortly are the menus.